Buck August here, dietitian with Inlow Medical Center, and today let's talk some about portions. Portions these days are not what they once were. If you look at a hamburger meal, for instance, from 50 years ago compared to one today, you can see a huge difference. The old hamburger was this little thing, maybe a 3-ounce patty, the small little bun, little order of fries, and then that tiny Coke. Looks more like maybe what a Happy Meal might be today. Even Happy Meals have gotten bigger than they once were. Compare that to your regular fast food meal now. You might get a quarter pounder or a double quarter pounder. So a burger that's 2-3 times what it once was. An order of fries looks to be 3 or 4 times what it was years ago. And Cokes, you went from maybe 8 or 12 ounces to 32 ounces or bigger. McDonald's actually got some backlash years ago for having drinks that were so huge, and they cut down on their sizes. There's still places though, like gas stations, where they have literally 2-liter insulated cups that you can go and fill up with soda. That is just so much added sugar and added calories. And these things really add up. They say an extra 100 calories per day could equate to about a 10-pound weight gain per year. So just that little bit of extra calories from maybe a little bit bigger portion, maybe an extra cookie or two, over time can cause a lot of weight gain. And if you're adding 10 pounds a year for a decade, you can see how that could really add up and become a problem over time. So when it comes to maintaining our weight, maintaining a healthy weight or losing weight, we really have to kind of balance out what we're eating with what we're doing. Then our food choices matter as well. If our portions are bigger and bigger, we're just going to be taking in more than what our body really needs, and it makes sense that we would put on weight over time, or definitely at least have a hard time with losing weight. Go another example of how portions have got out of control is somewhere like Olive Garden, where the plate of pasta that they bring out to you looks like it could be a serving for a family, whereas what we need is probably a much smaller. And that's actually a strategy that a lot of people will use at home to help with portions, is instead of using the regular dinner plates, they'll use the smaller plates that maybe would be used for a side or a salad or something, and they'll use that for their dinner plate. And that's actually been shown to help to decrease the amount we eat and help us to feel more satisfied too. Because if you keep your big plate and you just put small portions on it, it kind of makes our brain think, oh, I'm not getting enough to eat. Those smaller plates sometimes help you to feel like, okay, I've had enough and I'm satisfied, because a big part of eating and feeling full is that visual. So when we're taking in extra calories, it means we're going to have to do a lot more to burn off those calories. So some people will say, I'm not going to decrease what I'm going to eat, I'm just going to exercise more, which can be doable to a point, but it's tricky. So let's take an example again of a small soda. So maybe a 6.5 ouncer, which is really tiny. You never see anything like that anymore. That's 85 calories, so a little bit under 100. Whereas now, if you get a bottle of a soda, it's going to be about 20 ounces. It's about 250 calories. So that's a 165 calorie difference. It's going to take gardening for about 35 minutes to burn off those 165 calories. So it's doable, but it's a lot of work, and the idea of taking in those extra calories and doing that extra gardening every day maybe won't be sustainable for the long run. So if you can find something else to drink that's not going to add all those calories, that may be a better solution for keeping your calorie intake in check and helping with weight management. Another example would be coffee. Maybe you put a splash of milk and a teaspoon of sugar. Maybe we're talking 45 calories for a cup of coffee. These days, though, a lot of people aren't doing that. They're going to Starbucks, Dutch Bros, wherever it may be, getting something like a mocha. So a 16-ounce mocha with whole milk and the chocolate syrup, we're talking maybe 350 calories. So 305 more than your cup of coffee with milk and sugar. So what's it going to take to burn off those 305 calories? Walking for about an hour and 20 minutes. So I don't know about you, but it's hard for me to find an hour and 20 minutes to walk every day. That's a long walk, especially just to offset my mocha. So maybe, sticking with something that's lower in calories, again, can help so you're not taking in all those extra calories, not having to do all that extra activity. Even pizza's changed. So a slice of pizza used to be smaller. Now you go somewhere, like there's some restaurants where the slice of pizza feels like it's about a quarter of the whole pizza. So maybe we're gonna go from 500 calories to 850 calories. So again, like over 300 extra calories, 350 in this case. What's it gonna take to burn that off? Well, you can go play golf for an hour, walk and carry your clubs, and in about an hour, you burn about 350 calories. So again, doable, but we're talking about a lot of extra work for a little bit of extra pizza. So what are some other strategies that can help us to decrease what we're taking in so that we don't take in all these extra calories? One is to slow down when we're eating. It can take your brain up to 15, 20 minutes to register that your stomach's full. So if you take some time to eat, maybe take that 15, 20, 30 minutes to eat your meal, you may find you're satisfied with a smaller amount than if you eat really quickly, grab seconds right away. I recommend dishing up the food, taking the plates to the table, sitting down and eating. That can also help. Whereas if you have the dishes right there where you can just grab seconds right away, people will tend to eat more. Try not to be distracted while you're eating. Take smaller bites, chew more. Some people put down their fork or knife between bites to give them a little bit of time. Play some calm music. They've done some research that shown that listening to music, especially calm, mellow music while you're eating, can slow down the eating. And again, that can give us time to recognize that we're getting full and maybe we're gonna stop sooner. Watch portion sizes. When it comes to meats, the general recommendation is about 3 ounces. I always say no more than your palm because that's more appropriate to the person. So 3 ounces for me would only be about the heel of my palm or the base of my palm. My whole palm is probably closer to 4 or 5 ounces or so. But yeah, keeping those portions down. Some people have much smaller hands and their palm is going to be about 3 ounces. For things like vegetables, I always say eat lots. A fist is about a cup or so. My fist might be a little bit more than a cup. A baseball is about a cup. So if you think about veggies, we want to eat plenty of veggies. So we might say eat a baseball or 2. But if you think about something like grains, like rice or pasta, we might say keep it to no more than a cup or maybe even half a cup or half a baseball, depending on how active you are and your calorie needs. And if you're trying to lose weight. So by cutting down on some of those things like pasta and rice, that can really help with decreasing calories, carbs, and helping with losing weight. For things like butter, fats, a teaspoon is about your pinky, or they say it's the tip of your thumb, so just about your thumbnail. A tablespoon is about your whole thumb. So for something like peanut butter, people normally go for a tablespoon or maybe 2. So for me, it's about, to just below the joint of my thumb would be about 2 tablespoons. That'd be about as much peanut butter or almond butter as you want to have in a serving. And again, for those other fats like butter, maybe just the tip of your thumb, it would be a good goal. Dressings, like oil and vinegar, like 2 tablespoons is normally a pretty good serving. So you can set some goals for yourself. You can say, I'm going to use smaller plates to help me to eat less. I'm going to watch out for calorie-containing drinks like soda or a mocha that has a lot of calories. Maybe I'm going to slow down while I'm eating. I'm going to tune into my body more to try to stop when I'm feeling satisfied. I'm going to play some calm music while I'm eating and turn off the TV, get rid of other distractions. All of those things can help and really paying attention to your portions. So if you're used to just piling it on your plate, maybe get out the measuring cups and actually measure portions for a few days or a week just to get an idea of what you're taking in compared to what you maybe need. All of those things can really help with adjusting the amount of calories that we're taking in, help with weight management and weight loss if that's a goal of yours.